lifespan is getting old. To be a small fish in a big pond, try to be a big fish in a small pond. AI can't take away that. It will make India truly self-reliant or Atmanirbhar. So you have to always be a learner.
In ecosystem side, right? I mean, we are talking about a lot of things about ecosystem, right? Especially on semiconductor. So, I mean, we have skills, we have whatever you told, schemes and other things. How well the country is ready for example on the ground level, like water purity. I mean, I don't know much about semiconductor, but I heard that to run a semiconductor fab, you need a lot of pure water. I don't know how much true it is.
Correct.
Plus, you need a lot of good sands to purify it, and then that's the initial process. How well are we as a country, or how the policymakers are taking care of that particular situation?
Yes, Velu, the infrastructure requirement for fab, ATMP, OSAT are very stringent. We need clean air, clean water, specialty chemicals, specialty gases, and this ecosystem doesn't exist in India today. Okay, but we have taken a first step of now setting up a wafer fab in Gujarat by Tata, or we are setting up almost 9 ATMP OSAT, one by Micron, KNCG Corel, ASIP, CDIL, HCL Foxconn, Tata. All these projects are coming up and they are building clean rooms. They are building all the required infrastructure to support these projects. And that's the reason semiconductor is very capital intensive and very high investment intensive industry. Means to set up a 28 nanometer fab, you required 5 to 8 billion dollar money, and it takes at least 3 years to set up a good fab which will go into production. So it's a pretty strategic thing what India government has done, because in long run we have to be self-reliant in semiconductor. Semiconductor particularly which goes into defense electronics, telecommunication, smart grid. Okay, if we depend on import, then it will be a big challenge moving forward. If you don't have the complete end-to-end control on these technologies.
It's not only challenge; it's a risk also, right? The current way how the countries are, having relationship.
Absolutely. From the national security point of view, it is a very strategic move.
Yeah. Then just coming to the same point again, this water. I mean, I heard that they need like million liter of water to run one single fab. So now I think I am hearing a lot of things are coming in Gujarat. Of course, government would have definitely taken care. So water resource, it could be groundwater, rainwater, river water. Anything is fine, or is there any specific water need?
Basically, they have to clean up that water, make it usable for the fab processing.
Okay. It's same like our normal drinking water process, or it's
They have specialty processes.
Understood.
And Tata is setting up those processes.
Okay, fine, good. So, I mean, my next question is, I mean, we are easy to go service country. I mean, thanks to Wipro, Infosys, they have taken that lead towards. Otherwise, we are not at all talking today what we are talking, right? So, we started as a service company. I mean, doing a service is very easy for us, right? So it's like, if I put it in a layman terms, you need 4 laptops. And you need 4 people and a small cubicle to start a service company. How are we going to switch from this thought of service to the product, right? So, I mean, it's a huge switch, because 4 laptop, 4 people is what actually about service, right? But you come to design, or you come to R&D, you need a lot of tools, machineries and things like that. How do you think this thought process need to change, first of all?
So absolutely, India has to now migrate from pure manufacturing destination to a design-led manufacturing. As I told you, 35% value is into product design, IP creation, technology innovation. And we are really good in doing job into either a captive design center of a global company or as a services. But there are very few product design companies in India who are actually doing design to manufacturing. Companies like Tejas Network, Secure Meter, Genus, L&T Mysore, which is now Schneider. Okay, all these companies are doing design-led manufacturing.
Okay.
So there is a critical need. If you look at mobile phone, completely we are getting technology from outside. IT hardware, we are getting completely technology from outside. telecommunication infrastructure except Tejas network and C dot, all other products we are getting from outside. Okay. Same way consumer electronics, your TVs and washing machine or air condition controller, we are getting from Korea, South Korea and Japan. Okay. And only technologies which are getting developed in India are smart energy meters or UPS inverters or power supplies or two-wheeler automotive electronics. Okay, these are the areas where we are doing design plus manufacturing in India. So if 35% value is in technology and we are going to be $400 billion industry, and if we don't focus on product innovation, then we'll be importing more than $100 billion worth of technologies and we'll be doing only 10 to 15% of EMS activity in India, and that we cannot afford. So we need good startups, successful startups, MSMEs, and large companies who are focusing on design-led manufacturing.
What is that thought process? For example, service and product. How do they need to think between these two? And I mean, a long-term founders, if you want to give
Yeah.
advice.
So, electronic industry always have a product life cycle. Okay, we were on walls, then we came to solid state semiconductor, then we came to microcontrollers, then we came to microprocessors. Now we are talking about IoT, smart connectivity, then we are moving to AI, artificial intelligence based machines, AI, ML, robotics. And I personally see that there is an opportunity to get into the next wave of technology well in time. Problem is most of the MSMEs or startup, they think of me too technology, or their differentiator is we will have a cheaper product. Okay, and usually that doesn't work in long run because the established global player can easily drop his price and maintain his market share. So the point I'm trying to drive is whenever you are thinking of developing any new technology or new product, first you have to look at what is going to be my differentiator, what is going to be my value proposition, who is my customer, what that customer's expectations are in terms of features, in terms of price, what he is expecting, and then you arrived at your product specs.
Got it.
If you go in a typical way that okay, this product is available at X dollar and I'm going to develop 25% cheaper, that is not the right strategy. You have to always look for a technology with a differentiator.
Yes. On a layman terms, you hire employees and then think what to do. Here it is other way. You think, sketch and plan everything clean, then you hire employees,
Absolutely,
right? That service and product model. So you need a lot of patience also on the full process completely,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Unless you are clear about the market demand, potential, price expectation, profit margins, when you are on drawing board, that time itself, you should have that clarity.
Understood. So, I mean, now just coming to the country, what do you feel is the unique move of our country on the recent days? I mean, we are hearing a lot about semiconductors and electronics. I mean, of course, thanks to the government that we have almost 3 consecutive terms stable government. I mean, stable government is any time is very important for a country to, because this what you told, I just hearing from you, fab and all takes like 5 years, 6 years. This is after you start the fab, right? But to even before start, there is a policy need to be set. There are people should come forward to take that policy and take. So if you take, it's easily 10 years life cycle to just what you thought and just really to make it. So you need a stable government. So now, what is our I mean, advantage as a country? I mean, I'm not a policy maker. Completely as a country, what do you feel our unique value on this time? Just to
See,
conclude this.
India has three distinct advantage. With 1.42 billion population and more than 50% population below the age of 30, we are a young country. We are an English speaking country. Okay. So our domestic market demand is the first advantage we have. Also, we are fastest growing economy in the world. Okay, we have now ranked to number 4 globally. and maybe in another couple of years we'll be number 3 in the world. So we are a young country, we are having a good domestic demand, we are one of the fastest growing country, we are an English speaking country, we have a great talent availability. So India is in a position, unique advantage if I have to tell you, is that Indians can become a global workforce. Europe is getting old, Japan is getting old, and it's a time that Indians should really look for opportunities not only within India but globally.
Understood.
Okay, so that is point number 1. Secondly, I already talked about electronics and semiconductor industry, that electronics is one of the fastest growing industry and will be 10% of the world market in another 4 years time. And with these government policies, we are going to create a value added ecosystem in electronics in next 3 to 4 years. Okay, that will create a lot of job opportunities, as well as it will make India truly self-reliant or Atmanirbhar. Okay, so that's the
Second thing.
second big thing about India. Okay, thirdly, technology wise or talent wise, already our engineers are working on global projects in the captive center or services. So now creating our own chips, our own products, okay, I think they have got working experience and exposure with the global companies. So now we should think how we can leverage this talent to design not only the embedded products or make India as a product nation, but also design made in India chips. And with the design link incentive program launched by government, I expect 100 fabulous companies to emerge in India in next 2 to 3
That's
years.
good. It's very, very interesting. Right? I mean, you actually very well said about something which is nothing to do with technology or skills. Our youngsters, right? So we have 50% young population. That's a very good thing, to be frank,
Absolutely.
right? So now, I mean, just a continue question to that. What is your advice to this crowd, right? So, I mean, this 50% of youngsters, the way how the system and country goes, AI tools which is coming up. Yesterday I had a chat with one of my employee and then they were like, I'm a fresher, I know C, I know Python, but I'm not sure should I need to spend time in learning that or so, because you go and type in a prompt, it is doing something. So what is your advice for electronics and semicon industry for the students who's coming up? How do they need to be prepared?
Okay. So first and foremost is definitely AI going to change the way we work today. Okay, that is bound to happen. But when it comes to the VLSI chip design, architecture design, or AI will enable very revolutionary into EDA tools. But SOC design or ASIC design or architecture design in semiconductor will require a very creative mind of individuals. Same way when it comes to electronic product innovation or product design, okay, AI can't take away that. Okay, so I personally see that now when it comes to the creativity or innovation, you will require the exceptionally good talent. Okay, so my advice to youngsters is threefold. Okay, the basics qualities like your sincerity, passion, hardworking ability is must. Okay, be it AI or non-AI. Okay, those basic ingredients are critical. Your integrity, your hardworking ability, and your sincerity are the basic ingredients without which you can't succeed. There are no shortcuts. Okay, you have to really go through a lot of learnings and tough environment. Okay, secondly, always focus on what are the goals given to you or deliver on your commitments. Okay, that will not only give you promotions or good career growth, it will also make you a very confident and competent person. You will start believing in your own capability, and that confidence will take you a long way.
Sure.
Okay, that's the second important aspect. okay, that delivering on commitment and developing the core competency or competence in whatever field you are working in, okay. And third thing is always keep learning new things. In electronics and semiconductor industry, technology changes very, very fast. So you have to always be a learner throughout your career. You can't stop learning process or skill building process to really keep up in the pace. Okay, after getting the job, you should not think that I can relax now. I got the job. You have to keep learning. These are the three messages I would like to give to youngsters.
And you told very good, G. I mean, just to not harm anyone, but yeah, I mean, the current generations are like very fast. They want things to be very fast. They don't want to have that first point what you told, right? Patience, hard working. Why should I need to work hard? Everything is with me, kind, right? Even this YouTube shorts, right? I don't think we never had anything called as shorts. So now people are going very fast. That's very interesting. And then as you told very well, right? Today's world, I mean, you agree with this that you might study something in the college. You don't have guarantee that when you come to company the same technology will
Correct,
be available.
absolutely.
So it's very tough. So you tell me to the same point, Jay. I mean, when you finished college, if I'm not wrong, it is around 80s, right? It's
85.
1980s, right? So whatever. So how is the climate or weather there? I mean, in industry, and what you see today. I mean, I wanted to hear that and the very clear differentiation of that and today.
Very interesting question. Actually, all of you know that I manage 5 American companies in India, but uh, the basic fact is my first 6 years of career I spent in a very small company. Okay, I joined them as a trainee engineer, but at a young age, I started my career when I was 20 years old, and at a young age, they gave me a lot of responsibility and authority because it was a very small setup. And I got an opportunity to work into every department. I worked in R&D, I worked in engineering, I worked in production, in purchase, in sales and marketing, into testing, and I worked in that small setup for 6 years. It was a manufacturing company in Pune called SAJ Fraud. And whatever success I had at a later part of my career, entire credit goes to that company
Very interesting.
because in that 6 years, my foundation was built. I know the processes and systems into each part of the manufacturing process. And then I realized that, okay, I'm not really good in design, I'm not good in production, but I'm very good in sales. So, with that learning into a small setup, I managed to decide that, okay, the future career I'm going to do in sales. And that's how I found my track, and then rest is a history that another 6 company which I joined as a sales guy, I turn around all 6 of them. So to find area of your strength, to really understand your core competencies, you have to give time.
Got it.
So my advice will be that rather than starting your first career to be a small fish in a big pond, try to be a big fish in a small pond.
It's a good saying, yeah.
That will give you a fantastic learning opportunity, more authority and responsibility at a young age. And you will find your domain competency. Then you move to a big company of your domain competency.
So when you were actually finishing college, did you had so much startups or small companies that time? You actually went to a small company, right?
That time there were a lot of MSMEs and startups in electronics in India.
Interesting.
As I told you before WTO, India's situation was completely different.
Oh my God.
Okay, World Trade Organization agreement, what we signed, that had a huge impact on our electronic hardware industry.
This is the first time I'm hearing that before WTO we had a lot of famous semi companies who was into
Absolutely,
electronics and
absolutely.
things.
There were,
So
there
there were
were
opportunities, of course,
there
was
were
there, and
opportunities.
it
Yes,
is very
yes.
interesting, very interesting. Ji.
To answer the second part of your question, how you compare that situation with the today's situation, I am seeing there are so many incubators set up even most of the private engineering colleges, they have very good incubators. There are center of excellence. STPI has set up 22 COEs across India. NASCOM has set up COEs, and various states have set up good incubators and COEs. I think for entrepreneurs or startups, anyone who has a product idea or anyone who has a cheap idea, uh, they have excellent infrastructure available to do the prototyping into these incubators. Means I'm associated with T Works Hyderabad. It's a prototyping center associated with T Hub. It's a Telangana government initiative, and T Hub is Asia's largest incubator today.
Very interesting.
They have almost 1,000 startups working
By
in
a
T Hub.
government organization.
Yes.
Backed by government.
Yes, and then once you develop a concept and proto, you can actually do the prototyping into T-Works. So it's a world-class facility they have created. So I think today for entrepreneurs and startup, they have a huge opportunity to really convert their ideas into product.
Understood. I mean, I agree with you in that sense, right? On the same line, the governments in state level are working like a corporate company. For example, if Foxconn wanted to invest, the ministers of certain states I know personally, they took the CEO in their own car, they drove, they gave opportunities. I even heard some of the people, they want to invest the CM's personal helicopter went there and then took them and came
No,
on.
every state is today is attracting global companies in their state.
So
Yes,
they are corporate sales company kind
correct.
of. They are working.
Absolutely.
That's very good for the good nature. That's a good summary what you've given for that time.